That new goalie looks a little green.
Tomorrow on the 4:30.
If you're having trouble with your mathematics, this little lady may solve all your problems.
All right, Christina. What is 5 and 6? Come on.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, if you think that's amazing, her trainer believes that Christina has ESP. Tonight, you'll see the terrifying moment when the filming of this sequence almost cost the life of Valerie Taylor. Nino, the parrot with operatic aspirations. A remarkable and deadly race between a bobcat and a hare. The unforgettable story of the Lima Pets. Hey, the sea lions are coming to town, and they'll be with us tonight. The bizarre, the beautiful, the amusing, the frightening. You'll experience it all with those amazing animals.
Those amazing animals, brought to you by Crest. Since its introduction, more people have used Crest to prevent more cavities than all other fluoride toothpastes combined. Count on Crest for a future of good checkups.
Oh, honey, you're not going to make my safeguard any smaller, are you?
Who, me?
Look, this soap has nice lather.
No soap tops Safeguard's rich lather.
This little number has a nice scent.
But I love Safeguard's clean, fresh scent.
Well, here's some dandy deodorant soap protection.
Come on, you can't beat Safeguard for deodorant soap protection.
Lather, protection, great scent. My Safeguard's getting smaller.
For the combination of lather and protection, fresh-smelling Safeguard's the smallest soap in the house.
This front-wheel drive Dodge Aries K Coupe has America's highest 6-passenger mileage and lowest 6-passenger price, $58.80, with its rich custom-pleated interior. Or equip Aries the way you like. Automatic transmission, power steering, deluxe wheel covers, white walls, AM radio. Choose the ones you want or take them all for only $65.95. 4-door, $100 additional. Aries K at your Dodge Ram dealer.
Now make your best deal on a new 81 Dodge, then get $380 to $1,200 direct from Chrysler on top of it.
Good evening. I'm Burgess Meredith, and Jim Stafford and Priscilla Presley and I are delighted to be here to introduce to you those amazing animals. Down through the years, our lives have been enriched by the countless animals with whom we share this planet. Most of us know surprisingly little about them.
What sort of questions do you ask about animals? Can the baby raccoons communicate with each other? How far can a red fox see? How does the python get his sense of smell? How fast can a bobcat run? Now, if these questions make you wonder, we think you'll be amazed at the answers.
We've gone around the world to film animals you've never seen before. We've recorded animals in all their incredible variety, and what we've learned, well, will challenge your imagination.
We invite you to explore the many worlds with us, starting now in the domain of the shark. 80 miles off San Clemente, California, a place of converging ocean currents, ideal for observing the dangerous deep-water blue shark.
It may surprise you, but sharks, like all fish, can smell underwater. In fact, 2/3 of their brains are concerned with smell.
The way it happens is that as the water passes through their noses, the scent molecules of their prey stimulate their nostrils. Then, by moving their heads side to side, they pinpoint the direction, and they can do it from more than half a mile away.
Come on, shark! Look, they're not even looking at that fish now. Valerie and her cameraman husband, Ron Taylor, have been studying and filming sharks for more than 20 years.
Their pioneering filming of the great white shark in Australia led to a series of death-defying assignments that have truly changed how the rest of us look at sharks. Blue Water White Death, the live-action sequences in Jaws 1 and 2, and most recently, the shark attacks in the Blue Lagoon.
On this expedition, their purpose is tagging the deep-water blues.
Could you give me a hand with this hood, Ron?
Okay. Tuck it inside.
Mm-hmm. And get my hair in, too. I'd hate to have my ponytail bitten off.
In 20 years, Val has only been attacked once. Today will be the second time.
Assisted by several support divers, Ron will bring his camera and Val a supply of fish to feed the sharks.
This is an amazing piece of film. In less than 15 minutes after entering the water, Val's life will be in danger. The Taylors believe that sharks are not aggressive.
But Ron and Val also know about the deep-water blues' reputation. They feed only once every week or 10 days, so when they're hungry, their appetites are really big.
No shark is a true man-eater in terms of depending on human flesh. But the blues are counted right up there with the great white, the hammerhead, and the mako as the most dangerous in terms of attacking human beings.
The feeding now begins. Val has started floating the dead fish in the water. Each deep water blue uses the classic shark attack pattern, circling ever closer, then using its great backward-pointing teeth to dig deeply into its prey.
Seven minutes in. Val starts feeding them by hand, drawing the sharks directly to her, and thus to a point of close proximity to Ron's camera.
At this point, Val and Ron are not concerned, though they're aware that they've attracted maybe more sharks than they expected.
So far, the filming and the feeding are going smoothly. But as time moves on, the rush of feeding begins to excite the sharks. Soon one of them will attack the camera.
Then the unexpected happens. The number of sharks increases again, and for the first time, Val senses something is wrong. Suddenly, one shark tries to bite her face. Then it happens. Nearly 6 feet of shark, moving so fast that our camera can only catch the beginning of that terrifying moment when its teeth will dig through Val's wetsuit and into her leg.
Val fights it off. The shark circles and comes back at her. She hits it again as Ron moves in and tries to help drive it off.
Fearful that the escape of any blood from Val's wetsuit could trigger an all-out feeding frenzy, Ron and the divers move to get Val to the surface and out of the water right away.
Valerie, stay put on the leg.
As Val was helped on deck, our cameraman recorded her remarkable self-possession.
I'm bringing my fish with the top half and he's damn well biting the bottom half. Oh, I think it might be.
Oh, that one's cut right into your wetsuit, Valerie.
I tell you, it's cut right through my leg.
How bad is it?
Hell. I hate to look. Oh!
What? Oh, dear, look at that blood.
No, Ronnie, it's really bad.
It is?
It's really bad.
Oh,
Yes.
dear.
What'll I do?
Lay down. Yeah. Sit down. Lay down. Get your leg up.
Somebody ought to get on the horn.
Yeah. Check Coast Guard. Tell them we want to go back. We'll just have a
You
look
know,
at this
I'm holding out the fish, watching one shark.
We'll just have a look at it first.
Oh,
You want to
you're
know
going to
what
be
Coast
horrible.
Guard?
You're going to be
Oh,
horrible.
yeah, it's a bad one.
I think you should leave the wetsuit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Leave it on.
Bad cut.
All right, well, let's get her as
Oh,
comfortable as we
dear.
can. We got the helicopter.
You know,
Yeah, I just had him coming into the fish and I wasn't looking.
and we work so often with these sharks, and now it happens.
I'm going to check on
Well, that's one of those things, Ron.
Yeah, well, there were so many of them, you couldn't watch them all at the same time. So many.
Damn it, damn it! Why did he have to do that to me?
Oh, that's a bastard nuisance.
The rotten, stinking little shark.
Really? I didn't. I was filming a shark up near your head.
That's right,
I
no.
wasn't watching down there.
I was watching a shark up near my head. Suddenly, wow.
Well, get this hood off.
I got him off very quickly, you know, because
Keep your leg up. Keep it up there.
I got it off very quickly because I felt it hit. I felt this hit, you know, like a great bang on my leg, and I immediately turned around and hit the shark. And that's why only one set of teeth went in. You can see where he was. He was about to take the whole piece out.
Yeah, well, there's the bottom teeth, and these are the top teeth up here, those big teeth.
I knew it. I knew he was hurt. Well, that's it. Sorry, guys.
The immediate medical help aboard the boat and the quick arrival of the Coast Guard helicopter unquestionably saved Val Taylor from permanent injury. So we'll put you on hold on this story until next week, when she and her husband return to the same area where the attack occurred. And we guarantee that you'll find an exciting new definition of the word courage.
Sometimes there are amazing animals that really make us laugh. This is veterinarian Robert Altman's clinic in Franklin Square, Long Island, New York. It's the scene of almost daily animal emergencies and the focal point for the care of the neighborhood's many pets and wild animals.
Here's the ducks and local people.
Dr. Altman's got away with animals, born of his knowledge and expertise. But his greatest fascination is with exotic birds, and none more than his sassy, opera-singing Nino.
Hello, pretty bird. Come on. No, no. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Come on. No, I'm not going to scratch. No. No, I'm not going to scratch. It seems that a 9-year-old boy who was actively studying opera purchased him from a pet shop in Manhattan. And they had a nice long association, and this is where Nino learned a great deal of his operatic repertoire. Oh, that's not opera. Oh, beautiful. I've been asked many times whether Nino is rather unique for us, or is he just another bird? And there's no question that he is not just another bird. He's absolutely part of this family. We've had him for 13 years, and he just does so many things. He communicates. He just is such a tremendous part of our general
life and social life that he is just totally unique from other birds that we taste and see. The bird finally went to his grandmother, who spent hours on the telephone. And much of Nino's rambling and talking comes from his grandmother's conversations.
What do you want? I don't want any double talk from you. I don't want to argue with you now. Don't you argue with me. What? Hey, yourself. Hey, yourself. Nonsense. Now stop arguing with me. Goodbye. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm going, Nino.
Bye.
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 These birds live to be 80 and 90 years, and they can go through generations of the family. His favorite food is spaghetti. And sometimes we all sit in the dining room eating spaghetti, and of course we eat there every day, and he doesn't do this. But if we eat spaghetti, he leans way over and he says, "Is it good? Is it good?" and he wants a cracker. So that he really knows what he wants. He really thinks about what he's saying.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You know, with a range like that, I wonder if Nino could break this glass when it hits that high note.
Give it a try, Jim.
Okay.
Nino, if you please.
Ask a silly question, you get a silly answer.
We have much more in store for you this evening. Would you believe?
Prisoner's best friend and confidant.
A miniature horse with uncanny horse sense.
And the challenge of life or death.
We'll be back with those amazing animals in just a moment.
Going down the river on a raft?
Pretty exciting, huh?
And you brush with Crest?
Always.
But I figured your family for something a little more exciting. A stripe or gel, maybe.
No. Toothpaste don't excite us. Great Crest checkup? That excites us.
Well, yeah, but...
Look, Crest works and has something no other toothpaste has. More evidence it works.
Evidence? What evidence?
Only Crest has proof its fluorestan fights even adult cavities in hard-to-reach places.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
Proof for adults, proof for kids. It's the only toothpaste proven effective for our whole family.
Pretty impressive, but exciting.
One great checkup after another. That's exciting.
Crest. More evidence, great checkups.
That's exciting.
Could you write a television commercial?
No. How about for a product you believe in? How about your extra action time?
I believe in it, so I'm sure I could.
These crazy guys are my husband and brother-in-law. They're helping me show how my Tide cleans muddy soil better than another powder. Ooh, they're going to be filthy. There, these shirts were white. Now, I've marked my brother-in-law's grungy shirt, and I'll wash it in Tide. And I'll take my husband's shirt and wash it in another powder this wise guy bought on sale. Look, the shirt washed in that other powder still has mud all over, but the shirt washed in Tide is really cleaner. So if you've got a husband that ever shops for you, better tell him this. Get Tide.
Women trust Tide. It's the best detergent on American soil.
Tuesday on Happy Days.
Good morning, my little wonders.
Bugsy goes wild when he campaigns for Teacher of the Year.
I'm going to win it.
Then Letty and Squiggy go to the dating game and tell it all.
Why don't you give these girls a call? They're in the book.
About Laverne and Shirley. And Jack's job opportunities are looking up, but Janet doesn't approve of his methods on Three's Company. Then, a sailor docks in Jackie's apartment.
Why can't I hear them?
That's too close for comfort.
Friends here in their environment, we have 3 important new members of our permanent cast we'd like you to meet.
Now, my mascot for the series is Penny the Penguin. I don't know why they chose a penguin for me, no idea at all. But I'm told that this particular penguin has been endowed with human traits, and he will follow me wherever I go, won't you? Huh?
This is Gertrude the Vulture, and she's all mine. She weighs in at 5 pounds, and she's never going to be a Birdland beauty. Actually, from time to time, Gertrude is going to present her coveted Gertie Award to any person or persons she feels have been unduly ugly to animals. So be kind to your pet or else.
Tonight, it is my pleasure to welcome a wonderful young lady who really has a way with animals. She's promised to personally deliver my mascot. Here is the Goodwill Ambassador of the San Diego Zoo, Joan Embry.
Hi. Here we have Sydney, and he is a wallaby, which is a member of the marsupial family. And believe it or not, when he was born, he was about the size of a kidney bean. And then he would crawl into the female's pouch, his mother's pouch, where he lived until he was about 6 months old. And this animal has not been out of the pouch very long, and he's just beginning to eat solid foods. And that would be various types of grasses and hay and alfalfa they're particularly fond of.
Joan, thank you, and we'll be looking for you later.
So, there you are, Penny, Gertrude, and Sydney. And you'll get to learn a lot more about them in the weeks ahead. Now, come on, let's go. Come on. You come with me. Come on. Come on, come on. That's it. Come on. Quack, 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 quack. Come on, come on, come on. Now, there are people who sit in freezing cold blinds, or they perch themselves on icy platforms up in trees. People who live with danger in order to film the habits of an evasive animal like our pal here, the bobcat.
He may look like an overgrown kitty cat, but he's a hunter, and he's dangerous.
Winter, a beautiful time of the year in the mountains, but a difficult time in the fight for survival, especially for two animals with two different lifestyles. A skilled hunter, the bobcat, and the docile snowshoe rabbit.
The rabbit has plenty of bark and branches to eat. He's well camouflaged with his white fur. If he gets into trouble, he makes his escape in deep snow.
The bobcat has more serious trouble. For him, food is scarce. But now he's spotted his meal for the day.
It may seem that the rabbit is foolishly spending a lot of time grooming himself for the day. But you can bet his sensitive ears are listening for a killer like that bobcat who's sneaking up on him. Suddenly, he detects the movement.
The bobcat attacks, and the chase is on.
Knocked down and getting back on his feet, twisting and turning, dodging and doubling back on his own tracks, the rabbit tries to lose a determined bobcat. His oversized feet give him a good base in the snow as he shakes himself free and bounces off.
The bobcat is not about to let his prey get away. However, the deep snow makes the chase all the more rough for him.
Shaking himself free again, Rabbit skips across the top of the snow like a skimming stone across a pond. This will be his lucky day.
The bobcat, however, will pay a cold, hungry price for missing this meal.
Everyone knows that seals and sea lions have a marvelous sense of balance. But what's truly amazing is they actually balance everything on a very stable triangle formed by their nose and whiskers. We know a much more interesting way of proving our point. We've asked the trainers at SeaWorld to demonstrate the amazing talents of their performing artists.
Hi, my name is Mark Phelan. I'm one of the trainers here at the Sea Lion and Otter Arena in SeaWorld, San Diego. Right now, I'd like to introduce Gandalf to you. He's a male California sea lion. He's about 12 years old, and he's been in training for about 5 years now. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to point out how we do work some of the animals here, and we train some of the behaviors here for SeaWorld. Now, for instance, if we want to train the sea lion to balance the ball on his nose, first thing we have to do is present the basketball. We got to let the sea lion know that the basketball is only a prop and it's not going to hurt him or anything like that. So we just introduce the ball. Notice how he sprays out his whiskers. Sea lions are curious animals, and that's what we want. We want Gandalf to be curious about the basketball, not afraid of the ball, because the ball is only a prop. So we present the ball. Notice how Gandalf sprays out those whiskers now. Now the whiskers will be balancing the ball. The nose will be only used as a platform. The whiskers do all the balancing. So we present the ball. He keeps his nose on the ball. That's what we want. We watch Gandalf. Yeah, there you go. We reinforce Gandalf for keeping his nose on the ball and spraying those whiskers up. It takes about, I don't know, about a month or so before an animal can pick up the ball on his nose and go up and over the bar hurdle and do what we call our bar hurdle chain. Most amazing qualities about our sea lions here that a lot of them are beached animals. That means that they have beached themselves because of they're ill or the weather has pushed them ashore, and we bring them here to SeaWorld and we nurse them back to health. Our animal care department nurses them back to health, and when the trainers do need a particular sea lion or an animal, we just go to the different areas like the feeder pool or pin and pet exhibit, and we pick out an animal that looks somewhat assertive, that's not too scared of people, and he looks like he'll be a good worker. One reason why sea lions are good animals to have in shows, they're very mobile animals. They can walk around on stage, they're good jumpers, and they're very intelligent animals. Also, we use their front two flippers. Now, they're very powerful flippers. I like to demonstrate how powerful they are as I have Gandalf go up and touch that ball, which is 9 feet above the surface of the pool. Come here, Gandalf. Our last behavior that we did in the show was what we call our long chain. Now, right now, I'd like to describe to you in detail somewhat what our long chain is. Now, the first behavior that the sea lion has to do is going up to the top of the tower. That is a behavior. The animal does a handstand on a verbal and a hand signal. He jumps into the moat on a verbal and hand signal. He goes through the hoop, he'll do a backflip, and then he'll slide up and knock down at the end and give everyone a big wave goodbye. Normally, that particular behavior, the long chain, takes about 6 months to train a sea lion for show quality. But we have had sea lions that can learn the behavior in as little as 4 months. It all depends on the animal. Some animals are smarter than others. Some take a little more time. They're just like people.
This is the Lima State Hospital in Ohio. Regarded until recent years as one of the hellholes amongst America's prisons, it is a place where rapists, murderers, and other convicts are sent who prove to be too violent, depressed, or suicidal even for the state's maximum security prisons.
Animals play an amazing role in making that hospital work.
We'll show you that warm and wonderful story in a moment.
Sears presents the semi-annual intimate apparel sale. Come save 30% on just about everything for your figure. Selected natural, contour, and underwire bras. Minimizing and full figure bras. Save 30% on selected shapers. Full and half slips. Nylon briefs, bikinis, hip huggers. And more fine lingerie. Now 30% off. But the curtain will be closing soon, so hurry in now through January 19th at Sears, where America shops for value.
This Christmas, Uncle Arthur got us something back to nature.
Almost everything you wanted but didn't get for Christmas is on sale now at Sears.
Save 25 to 50% on selected coats and sweaters, on tops and shoes for the family, 25 to 50% on selected women's pants, robes, and dresses, and men's suits.
Almost everything you wanted but didn't get for Christmas is on sale now. 45 to 50% off is on sale now at Sears.
Monday at 8, 7 Central, witness a man who moves objects with his mind. Plus an aerobatic dog who flies stunts with his master. That's incredible. Then, Hugh Green and the third-ranked Pittsburgh Panthers take on South Carolina and Heisman Trophy winner George Rogers in the Gator Bowl.
Those amazing animals continues in a moment.
Crime. Coping with the new explosion. A special assignment this week on ABC's World News Tonight.
New York's radio station then. New York's radio station now. New York's radio station is 77 WABC.
Season's greeting from all of us at Channel 7.
We've all had this experience at one time or another, holding a gentle little animal and having it respond to us. In fact, caring for creatures that depend on us gives us a very special feeling.
Well, at Lima State Hospital in Ohio, a young psychiatrist social worker put that idea to a very unusual use. Meet David Lee. His ward at the hospital is called the Open Ward.
You know, when I first started working here, it's about 8 years ago, and I was assigned to a ward housing mostly depressed and suicidal people. We had a lot of suicides back at that point. Some years I had as many as 26. And it didn't seem like I was getting across to these people at all. Hey, Mark, you want to go to the greenhouse? Sure, why not? Yeah, well, Roscoe's looking good now. Got his toenails trimmed now and everything. Yeah, let's get ready. They were so involved with their problem. That was the only thing that counted, their problem. They were involved with that from the time they got up in the morning to the time they went to bed at night. Larry? So I always knew that for myself, I have an Irish setter at home. And if I got problems, I'd go home, and it seems like you mess around with the dog or something, play with the dog. Hey, it seems to help me whenever I got a bad problem. Let's go ahead and take off. So I just sort of thought, well, why wouldn't it work the same way it did for me? So I proposed the idea to the superintendent. So he said, well, sure, go ahead. Let's try it on one ward, experiment. As it went down, it was beautiful.
When I was 15, I was involved in perhaps one of the most violent crimes that's known in the United States today. I was involved in a murder. I was 2 years on probation, and I was involved in another violent crime. And I was told by the judge I could either be sentenced to the penitentiary or he would let me go into service. So I went in the Army, and right away I was sent to Vietnam, where I was a machine door gunner on a helicopter. It was an assault helicopter, and we went in before the Emperor did, and God knows how many people that I shot over there. And then I came back here, and things got worse, and the violence got worse, and then I was involved in another murder and in a rape, which got me sent here. And then I found George. And he's mine, you know. He accepts me for what I am, and he doesn't expect anything from me but love and attention. and I give him that. And he gives me the same thing, all unquestioningly.
I've been locked up quite a while, over 20 years and all together. And I was in here for 15 years before I left and came back. And I had nothing to look forward to just from day to day until Dave Lee brought me in a parakeet and then a guinea pig and a few other animals. And the animals just mean a lot to me because, like some of the guys say, you know, they don't get mad at you and they don't holler at you. Or they're just there with you. And they're in the same boat you are. You're locked up.
Come on, Roscoe. But this is part of my life here. You know, this is the guy here. You know, that's made it all possible. I think the first part of it, I had to take in. I had to believe a little bit in myself. Okay, so when I got this affection for the bird, I started believing a little bit more in myself. You know, and by dealing directly with him, I was able to deal directly with people. You know, and communicate with them. Something that I had lacked in the past. Okay, well. Now things are a lot better for me, you know. I still have over 4 years to go to the pro board and that, but I got him, you know, and I plan on having him forever.
And I came here after trying to do it myself. I got involved with the animals. My caseworker brought me 2 birds in, and I could sit down and talk with them, and there's more company, and I can concentrate on them and get everything else off my mind.
Before I came to this ward, I was a constant troublemaker. I was all the time getting in trouble. Every week going in seclusion. You name it, I was getting it, doing it. Like if I'm in a bad mood, I'll go out and see the deer. And all they'll do is just sit out there and look at you and talk back to you like it's nothing. And then you just get over your bad mood and come back inside.
I watched around when I first moved on the water. I watched around what the guys did with the animals, you know, how they felt and what it done for them, you know. So I got involved in it. I mean, ain't a day goes by that I don't have Roscoe sometime or another to talk to, you know. Not only him, but the other birds and rabbits and guinea pigs. All the animals on this ward. It means a lot to all of us in here.
Their caring and their sharing it's done something for me. I mean, it's not just a job anymore. I mean, I come in on the weekends. I'll come in after this scheduled 8 hours is over to watch somebody work with one of the patients, work with a rabbit, a baby rabbit, and hand feed him every 4 hours. Do that for days on end. To share that with him, it means a lot to me now.
I learned a lot from him. Patience. He's taught me how to deal with people. And what I've practiced with George, I've now practiced with people, and it works.
I've settled down. I've settled down good, and doctor just wants to make sure I'm ready now, and I'll go to pro board next year, and I'll be going home.
Not many people around here that I can go to sometimes with some serious thoughts, but I can always go to you, huh? Hey.
This is Georgie Girl, who is 3 months old. She's a fully registered American miniature horse.
Just to make a comparison in size for you, this is Beauty, a registered Great Dane.
Now, it was millions of years ago when horses, even smaller than Georgie Girl, trotted all over the plains of North America. And unfortunately, they all disappeared thanks to something called evolution. Not too long ago, something happened at the Gettysburg Miniature Horse Farm owned by Tony Garullo, which we find not only amazing, but downright unexpected and astonishing.
The tallest horse at the farm is only 25 inches high.
Oh, these are miniature horses bred down from the standard size. Took over 100 years to perfect the horse. We imported them from Argentina ourselves. We consider them the only true miniature horse in the world. They were bred from the standard size mainly, and they vary in size, the little horse. They were bred mainly for children, that they can ride them and play with them and feed them and whatnot. They're very docile, as you can see. We don't consider them ponies. They have a horse disposition. Come on, Christina, let's go. Let's go go, Christina. Let's go. Come.
Christina, a purebred Arabian, is truly the star of the farm. Her ability to count, do arithmetic, and fulfill requests from daily visitors continues to amaze all those who see her.
Now maybe we can pick one of the little boys and the girls that can tell Christina their age. How about the little girl right there? You want to tell how old you are? How old are you?
8.
Do you want to tell her?
7.
That's good. Give her a big hand.
Try 66.
Christina, you get up. You got to go real big, Christina. Go ahead. You hear the gentleman? Go ahead. Now, here's how I discovered that they could pick up thoughts mentally. I always counted out loud for Christina. One time I was training her with some people, and one man popped up and said to me, the horse can count when you count, but can the horse count without you counting the numbers? I said, I don't know. Why don't you give her a couple numbers to count? Christina ran away from me, went over, and started to scratch, and I started to count the numbers with her mentally. That's the time I realized that she's tuning in with me. She had to pick up my thoughts. So then I started to experiment with that, and every time I thought of the number, she would stop on that number. How's that?
Tony is really convinced that Christina can read his mind. In short, that she has ESP.
You want to get way up and wave, Christina, nice big one. Well, I feel it's okay, now we're going to ESP. The horses have this instinct. They have the ESP. Like, they can think what my thoughts are. They can communicate that way, but I can't communicate with their thoughts. The horse thinks that way, but they can communicate with our thinking.
At this point in our filming, Tony's claims about Christina's ESP led our field producer, Fritz Rowland, to ask Tony to do something that would really test Christina's ability, something she'd never done before.
The request was to tell the horse one number, but for Tony to think another.
Tony? Yes? Wait a second. I'll tell you what. Here's how let's do this. You ask the horse what 4 and 4 is, okay? Ask her how much 4 and 4 is, but I want you to think 10.
You'd like me to ask her how much 4 and 4 is, but to think 10?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on, Christina. Come on now, Christina. Come on. Come on, give me a big kiss, Christina. You want to get up. Christina, how much is 4 and 4, Christina? How's that?
I don't believe it. I can't believe it.
What do you think of that? What do you think?
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Come over here. Come over here. Let's do that again. Ask her how much 5 and 5 is, and this time I want you to think.
What's 5 and 5, Christina? How's that? 7. Give her a hand for that.
We had a hard time believing what we saw, too. We knew we had to see a demonstration of this strange sort of communication for ourselves. And here she is, Christina and her owner, Tony Corello.
Welcome to those amazing animals. Nice to have you with us.
This is Courtney Reed. She's from our studio audience, and she has never met Christina or Tony before, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, would you take this card and this felt pen and write down any number you want? Okay, make it 2 digits so we're not here all night, okay? And then I'll show it to, write a number down.
Okay.
Terrific. Okay.
Okay, Tony asked Christina what is 7 and 6.
Christina, how much is 7 and 6? Wow!
Double footer there! Wow! You know something, Tony? I
I saw it with my own eyes, and I still don't believe it. And it's a lot more than just amazing. It's downright unbelievable. Thanks for being on the show, and thank you to Stephen. Isn't that something? That's great. That's just super.
Generally speaking, sea lions are fairly pleasant and playful. There are also sea lions with a lot of talent, as we saw a little earlier.
And then there's a sea lion named Scattergood. And talk about a cranky, cantankerous character. Oh, boy.
It all started in this power plant near Playa del Rey, California, where a hungry sea lion chasing some fish was sucked into a seawater condensing tank and then couldn't get out.
The tank is only 150 by 250 feet, but for 9 days, while news cameras merrily clicked, the crafty sea lion eluded the rescue team. Finally, a large stainless steel basket was lowered by a crane. He was ushered into it, lifted out, and trucked to Palos Verdes, where the Marine Land Clinic is maintained for injured sea animals.
Nicknamed Scattergood, he proved to be a bully and a thoroughly cantankerous character. On the day when he was pronounced fit and able to return to the sea, he was visited by Lloyd Flynn, superintendent of the plant where Scattergood was trapped. Mr. Flynn seemed both happy and relieved.
Well, today is really the climax of a good long time of effort in trying to straighten this fella out. We had him for 9 days in our tank down by the ocean, and spent that 9 days with quite a large amount of money trying to rescue the animal. However, this wily little character just refused to do anything that would be normal for a human or a sea lion, and we couldn't catch him.
When Scattergood arrived at the clinic, he was examined by veterinarian Jay Sweeney, who describes his condition and a similar case he treated.
Most of them that come in as yearlings take about 3 to 4 months to fully rehabilitate, clear up their health problems, and be ready for release or relocation. With the Scattergood animal, he was not in bad shape, other than the surgical problem that he had and a few lacerations. This animal has got a pretty similar history to the animal from Scattergood. That animal was a little bit bigger, was about a 3-year-old male, and was somewhat traumatized, as well as having the hernia that was really the basic problem that required that he come here. The surgery healed, incision healed pretty well, and we've just been waiting now to get his final health check and send him on his way.
And wouldn't you know that even when it was time to go, Scattergood still gave everyone a hard time.
You know, you have a good feeling the morning of the day that you go to release, and he's kind of has this personality. He's rough, so he'll come in and threaten you. He was ornery when he came in, and he's a lot better now than he was then. And we kind of have a healthy respect mutually, I think. And so it's going to be nice to see him go. I think that he'll make a beeline to the water.
This fella is the most contrary animal that you can imagine, and I wouldn't make a bet one way or another. Like a son that you've tried to straighten out, he doesn't recognize what you've done. He doesn't really care, but we love him and we wish him well.
This was the moment of truth.
Okay, off to the Wild Blue yonder for Mr. Scattergood.
All right. Take it easy.
He's doing great.
Oh, he's making a beeline.
Sounds like it's time to try Triaminic.
Triaminic?
Triaminic syrup, the non-prescription liquid cold medicine most recommended by doctors.
Why is it so good?
4 important reasons. 1, Triaminic syrup quickly relieves those drippy, stuffy cold miseries most people suffer most often. 2, Triaminic has no unnecessary ingredients. It doesn't over-medicate. 3, Triaminic is strong enough for adults, yet gentle enough for children. 4, it's pleasant tasting, easy to take.
Sounds like it's time to try Triaminic.
In the next few weeks, people are going to mail you things that look a lot like the Publishers Clearinghouse Triple Sweepstakes. And that's a shame, because if you enter theirs instead of ours, you'll miss your chance at our super prize, $250,000 in cash, all for one lucky winner like you. So watch your mail for this one, the Publishers Clearinghouse Triple Sweepstakes, the only one that can make you a $250,000. It's coming soon, and it's too big to miss.
Hi, Dick Clark here with a music bonus from the Columbia Record and Tape Club. Look for the gold box. Hold it. I'm Dick Clark with a double music bonus. Not just one gold box, but two. Two gold boxes? Yes, plus your choice of albums worth $80 at suggested retail prices. All for just a penny when you join. Look for the double gold box ad. In the coupon, you'll see 2 gold boxes. Fill them in for 2 bonus albums. The double gold box ad is in TV Guide, Family Weekly, and these magazines.
Wednesday, Alex gets buzzed after driving him to quit on Taxi.
You're a lily-livered, yellow-bellied, namby-pamby, mealy-mouthed chicken.
Plus on Soap, Jody's search for his baby is getting hotter.
Hi, good looking. Hi.
And on Vegas, the beautiful princess is taken hostage and Dan tears the town apart to get her back. Then, hot times, hot music, rock and roll into 81 at Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
The fascinating, always surprising world of animals is filled with all kinds of unusual and amazing species. These are some of them.
Here's Mitten, a 22-pound, long-haired black cat that rides a motorcycle. His trainer is Carl Mitchell.
At an early age of about 7 months old, I knew that Mitten was a special cat. I discovered he didn't like to stay at home. I came out to get on my motorcycle one afternoon, and he wouldn't get off. So I started it up, and he still wouldn't get off. I gave him a chance to jump off, and he didn't. He's ridden over 30,000 miles on the headlight of my motorcycle. This is his 3rd motorcycle, by the way. And he's gone 120 miles an hour on the headlight of the drag strip. Is that natural instinctive grace that all cats have. I've made lots and lots of friends in the last 7 years working with Mitten. This is one black cat that's brought me incredible luck.
We met Joan Embry earlier, and now she's back. Joan, what do you got for us?
We have a slow loris from Southeast Asia.
Slow loris. Why do they call it a slow loris?
He's called a slow loris because he moves extremely slow and very methodically through the trees.
Well, he's got great big eyes for seeing in the dark or something.
Well, he is in the primate family, and he's nocturnal, and that's why he has extremely large eyes. He sleeps all day wrapped up in a ball with his hands over the back of his head. And then in the evening, he'll get up and forage around for the various types of fruit and insects that he eats. He likes strawberries and grapes and bananas.
Here you go, Loris.
And he also eats monkey chow.
You want some of
he'll
that?
take a hold of that. Have to just kind of hold it real still, and he'll...
Oh, he's accepting the strawberry. There you go. You got it? Yeah. Is he a social animal?
No, they're actually very solitary in the wild, and that's unlike most of the primates, which tend to be more social and congregate in large groups.
Well, what other animals do you have for us, Joan? Oh, my goodness,
And
look
it's
at
back
him.
to the gloves for this animal because it has long, sharp spines. It's called a spiny anteater or an echidna. And as you can
Holy
see,
moly, look at him.
the gloves come in handy in handling this animal. This
He's a beauty.
helps the animal in its defense. The echidnas are from Australia, and they are from a very unique group of mammals called monotremes. And monotremes are egg-laying mammals. Believe it or not, all mammals have bear life young, and in this particular case, along with the duck-billed platypus, they will lay a leather-like egg. And if you pick the animal up, this egg is then deposited in a fold of skin in the soft underside of the body, and then hatches in about 1 week.
Yeah. Well, now, why does he have these spines?
Those are a defense, and as the egg hatches and the baby emerges, it's naked, and it doesn't have spines at all. And these spines begin to emerge and are soft and then harden as the animal grows older to defend it. And they shed their spines, but unlike the stories that you often hear told, they cannot throw them.
Isn't that something? What's a fellow like this eat? Anything he wants to?
He eats grubs and ants and termites, and that's why he has a long snout and a sticky tongue that secretes saliva that helps them to collect those.
That's amazing. Thank you for showing us all of those interesting animals. I appreciate it.
Don't tell me I've been doing laundry for 50 years.
But New Cling Free does beat every other leading fabric softener. It eliminates static better than your liquid, Grandma. And it's more convenient than Mom's white sheet.
Fresh new fragrance.
Makes clothes smell fresher than ever. And those thousands of softness cells have special softeners. So clothes come out wonderfully soft.
Well, you're never too old to learn.
One way or another, New Cling Free beats every other leading brand.
Ready, Michael. What goes on behind the scenes is important. Things don't work here, they don't work up front. Well, same with pictures. Literally, what's behind them can make a difference. Kodak paper. To me, that's quality. One thing, you can't find Kodak paper just anywhere, but it's always available where you see the Kodak paper sign. That's the sign with the photogenic face. Mine.
Look for the Kodak paper sign when you get your pictures developed.
Cut! He said cut.
You want to feel really good? Belt someone. Belt your neighbors. Belt your teacher. Belt your catcher. Belt your pitcher and your preacher. Belt them right around the waist and get that shoulder strap in place. Go belt someone today.
Seat belts help keep people safe, so belt someone.
Go belt someone today.
Poet Robert Browning wrote, God made all the creatures and gave them our love and our fear. To give sign we and they are his children, one family here. So thank you for joining us this evening.
If you have a special pet or know someone with an amazing animal, please send us a picture of the animal and a brief letter with all the facts.
The address is Those Amazing Animals, Post Office Box 250012, Los Angeles, California, zip code 90025.
Next week, you'll see a member of the Heart of Texas Snake Handlers Club walk through a pit of deadly rattlesnakes barefoot.
Just when you thought every possible angle of the jogging craze had been covered, we discovered this young man who not only jogs with his feathered friends, but he employs them at his car wash.
Who are America's most little-known and little-honored champion athletes? We'll be meeting them next week when we attend that wild annual sporting event known as the Calaveras Clog Jump.
Until next week and many more encounters with those amazing animals, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
This is Steve Bell. Georgia football star Herschel Walker talks about his Sugar Bowl date with Notre Dame, Monday on Good Morning America.
Beginning Monday, January 12th, meet the men and women of the Dynasty. Wednesday, Alex turns in his taxi for a tuxedo and winds up waiting tables at a fancy French restaurant. Then on Soap, Jody and Private Eye Maggie Chandler track Carol to the world's wildest Western bar. Now stay tuned for Omnibus next on ABC.
When you help start a scout troop, there's no guarantee one of the boys will grow up to be a newsman, but you never know. Call Boy Scouts of America.